Guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about Brianna K for just a couple seconds. I'm going to consider this kind of like my part two to the rumor mill and why the rumor mill is kind of, erupting around her. A lot of people are talking about, her body language, things that she's saying, the way she's acting. I had some thoughts, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so I haven't heard anything recent about her trip to Greece. I have been kind of keeping an eye on, what she's saying on Instagram and stuff, but I don't have anything really up to date with that. But I'm sure that more will come out as the weeks go by, just because the trip is in September and she has to meet a minimum. So we'll see what happens there. But Brianna K is very interesting because the rumor mill definitely swirls around her, and sometimes she'll feed into it, and she'll feed into the speculations and the way that she's saying things. And I just always think that that's really funny. I would rather just someone come out and say what's going on. But again, that's just me and my preferences. I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do or the perfect thing to do. But, when you put your entire life out onto the internet and your lifestyle is your brand, I do think that's a really interesting line to kind of try to walk. Is you do share everything, every aspect of your life, from what you're cooking for dinner to what sports your kids are playing to the holidays that you're celebrating to how you decorate your Christmas tree. Like, everything about your life is your brand. So lifestyle influencers, mommy vlogger type channels, I do find it interesting when, they want to be so authentic, but then, things like this happen and it's just like, you're upset that the rumor mill is circulating, but you're not really doing anything to stop the rumor mill. So that's a little interesting. So one of you guys was telling me to take a look at her Pinterest, and I was like, Pinterest? I don't spend time on Pinterest. I know what it is. But I went over there and I was looking at her boards, and she has a whole bunch of boards over here. Everything from girls trip inspo to holiday stuff to cooking stuff to beauty stuff. You guys know what Pinterest is. The motivational quotes folder is very interesting to me. And maybe this is where some of the speculations are coming from. Not sure. But if you go down a little ways on the motivational quotes, these are posted in order of when she shared them or saved them to the board. Usually her motivational quotes historically have been a lot about like haters and, mom stuff and experiencing life, and the power of finding beauty in the humblest things makes a home happy. You are allowed to change. Don't take criticism from people you want to take advice from. The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. People are going to talk about you no matter what you do, so you might as well do whatever brings you joy in life. I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me simply finds me. Say yes to new adventures. Do good and good will come to you. It's a beautiful day to go after your dreams. So that's the vibe of her motivational quotes folder. And then you go to the more recent stuff, and this is where it gets a little interesting. She updated these just 2 days ago. So her most recent one is, and by the way, just a full disclaimer, this is a public board. Anyone can look at it. Anyone can access it. So this is not like something that I had to dig for or look through a bunch of stuff. You guys, one of my subscribers said, look at her motivational quotes folder on Pinterest. I could easily access it. So I'm sure that a lot of you guys have seen these already, but I just wanted to bring it up as a discussion point because I think that it ties directly to that rumor mill video that I did. The most recent one that she saved is, with the right person, you don't have to work so hard to be happy. It just happens. The next one, finally realized I was never asking for too much. I was just asking the wrong person. Stop wasting your time on people who will treat you good one day, then act like you don't exist the next day. I don't ever want to go through another stage in my life where I am telling a man how to treat me. Next one, a woman never forgets how a man treated her during the times she needed his support the most. Next one, if a person continues to do what they clearly know is bothersome to you, then that person does not respect you. Next one, neglect is abusive. Ignoring a person and not caring about who they are, what they want, what they need is like telling them they are not important over and over again. Some toxic people use neglect to make you feel insignificant and unworthy. I think you're doing a beautiful job figuring out some heavy shit. And, I can understand why all of these would make sense for some people, but the fact that they were saved by her, I find very interesting. The next one says, the truth is, he is a broken man. And honestly, you're not meant to fix him. You're not meant to save him, change him, or force him to get his shit together. No. If he doesn't want those things for himself to begin with, then why should you exhaust yourself trying to help him? You can't make someone care. You are not his mother, and your love is not meant to be drained by redirecting careless grown men towards their glory. You're better than that. You have your own problems to deal with, and honestly, you have better shit to do. You can't stop a person from doing what they want to do. They'll start lying to you to continue doing it. Choose a partner who is good for you. Not good for your parents, not good for your image, not good for your bank account. Choose someone who's going to make your life more emotionally fulfilling. The next one says, loving an alcoholic doesn't mean sacrificing yourself, but finding peace with what you can't control. Love yourself. Be clear on how you want to be treated. Know your worth always. So the last one that I'm going to read is this one, but there are a few more that I find interesting, but you guys get the idea. This last one says, you can waste your whole life waiting for him to change, sleeping next to him yet feeling alone, wondering why he won't treat you right. You keep blaming yourself and giving more and more, hoping that your efforts will change things. You're in love with a lie, a dream, a never will be. You will have to do the one thing that you don't want to do. Face the fact that no matter what you do, it will never be enough. Once you realize that, you should be able to let go. So I find this very, very interesting, especially when you go further down and you look at her, some of her older stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, there were some things earlier on that could be looked at that way, but most of the time it was like life experiences, joy, finding your best, living your best life. All of this to me, you guys know that I don't subscribe to toxic positivity. I'm a realist, and I could even be labeled as a pessimist, not an optimist, just because I deal with the facts. If this is happening right in front of me, then this is what I'm going to focus on. I used to be able to focus on the, what if this happens? What if that happens? You never know, coulda, shoulda, woulda kind of thing. But I think that's also just part of maturing. And I'm not saying that it happens like that for everyone, but things that I've been through in my life have made me more of just dealing with what's in front of me and not placing hope in something that is not even existent at this point in time. There's like some stuff about minimalism, having a simplified, uncluttered home is a form of self-care. Your body hears everything your mind says. Untold story never heals. People start to heal the moment that they feel heard. So I believe that a lot of these pieces of vlogs and Instagram videos that I've been talking about with her lately, and then you come to this board, I think that a lot of people can kind of see where all of this is colliding. And, as I said, I'm not going to, I'm not here to state anything. but I think that this is a very interesting conversation. And influencers have a history of not being fully transparent with their audiences. And I'm not saying that they have to say every detail of every little thing, but at the same time, when you're so cryptic for such a long period of time, you also can't be upset when people start to draw their own conclusions. And I think that's kind of the point that Brianna's at. I think that her talking a lot about the period of time after she had her children, to talking about the FMLA stuff and all the, tough times that especially new moms go through. She's really been speaking on a lot of that. And I think that all of this as a whole is just very interesting. If she wants to stay in favor with a lot of her longtime subscribers, I do think that now would be the time to, be a little bit more real about kind of what's going on. I'm not saying that she needs to trauma dump, but I do think that it would show people a different side of her, is what I'm trying to say. So either way, I just thought that this was really interesting. I thought that it would be a good conversation, to have with you guys. Tell me what you think. Do you think that this is just a weird coincidence that the past few days she's been saving stuff that seems very direct and very, there's no way to be vague with some of these. So I think it's interesting. But either way, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.